listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to Upptalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say Upptalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
There you go. Let's start. Let me start one new project, new assembly. In this one, we use what we call it as we are going to do a page get component. Let's put a test for page get. Next collection name assume page get finish. We have the assembly ready. Now let me log into tenant. Now let's take suppliers for example. One piece of file. Second Windows. Here I want to open. Here what we are trying to do, we are going to get one web service. Page get, we use it only for web service. Because in web service, when we get multiple records as an output, then what happens? Your web service will allow to fetch maximum. What's the number? I have an idea. For the maximum count it will fetch. I forgot the exact count. 999 it is. It will fetch 999 records. Maximum it will fetch 999. This is the financial management. Give me a second. If the record is more than 1000 or 999, then your report will not fetch it. We have to go for a page get component. No report means web service. It is a report, sorry. In web service, you can fetch only 999 records, but you have a 10,000 records. For example, you can't fetch all the 10,000 at one short time because there is a restriction in the web service. Web service can pull maximum 999 for one request. Now what we are trying to do, let me check whether this web service basic supplier request. We have a get basic suppliers. Just checking whether any data and this or not. Go for a build result. I want a. That's fine. Let's go for only the difference. Here is the page 1. Total result. Total page results. Page 1. This is having only one record. This is not going to work out for us. I did some other. Let's go for. I the and then the E. All of us. I want only. Reference see any other. Administration paid. They see personal information selected. You see here this one. One night qualification. I do. It's a personal information of the personal information. 1 to 10. Finish. Now you're trying to fetch a record. What are we doing here? We are trying to fetch a record from Workday. We are telling, fetch the first page and it should have 10 records. Correct? That's what it is doing here. But here, if you look at that, what are the total results that we have here? If I do 9. Now I'll say one page. 2000, for example. You see this error. The value is specified for the latest. 2000 must be less than 1000. But that's the error you'll be getting when you try to fix one page. 2000 record. For now. But my requirement I want all the records. There are 3500 and that other. It was in the other 10. Other tenants had a lot of employees. Like 100 plus employees. We had it. This one is having less. That's fine. 3500 plus employees are there in this tenant. How we can fetch all the 3500 employees? Page by page. That page should contain maximum 100 records. Now you see 200 records. I am running it. One page. 200 records I am running. And it says response is too big to show. When the size is bigger, then it is going to take time. That's where the performance comes into picture. you can fetch 100 records per request and pull many records like that. But when you try to pull smaller chunks, it will work perfectly. When you try to pull a bigger chunk, it won't work. Even if it was, you can't fetch all the record. It is going to fetch you only 999 records. I think this is a little bigger. This is include personal information as too big. Let me do one thing. Let me try to fetch one small item. Web service tester. I want this include reference. Only this tag I wanted. See here. This will fetch you. Can you delete others? We can do. But what I'm doing, I just copied from. There because here I want to include reference only. Now this is a little faster because we are fetching. Let's step. See here. We are fetching only employee ID, Workday ID, and legal name. But this is having 3529. Now your requirement says you have to fetch the data. 100 records per. How do you make it? That is what we want. Tell me one thing. How it is different, like if I use more pages. Each page count is like how it create a difference in my design. And it's like page concept is there in web service level. When you try to fetch all the 3529 records at one time, and you're going to try to fetch all the 3529. First of all, your service will not allow you to fetch all the 359. It will allow only 999. Then you can go maximum 999 only. Correct? Now you get the first record. The first time you get the first 1,000 employees. Then for the next 999 records, what you have to do, you have to change the page. Because page only, we have the remaining to implement records. And then third page will have the remaining 999 records. Correct? You have to dynamically, you have to change the page number. How do you do that? That is what we are trying to do now. Let's start. I'll say 999 records because that's the maximum that it can fetch. Correct? I'll go for 999. Now this is our web service. Let me go to now at the page get component, the first one we need for the end. Then we'll go for a sync mediation. In the sync mediation, what I'm going to say? I'm going to say there's an evil. If I give you a requirement Y is correct, now you get all the records or the available employee records from tenant and store that value. Our property, or let's put it in a ASHMA for example. I want to check all the active employees in Workday and then store that active employees in the hash map. Earlier, we have done it using report, correct? You have taken in one of the project we have taken. All the active employees have taken, correct? Now the same thing, we will do it as a good. Let's put the evil. And how do you define that hash map? This let's go for what the new. It's not. Yeah. This done. The next one, what I'm going to do, there's a component. In this component, what I'm going to do, I'm going to message and edit text. What we will do, we will copy. We already copied. You copy the prepared. That's a race. And then put it over here. The same as the one page. A triple and records maximum that I want to get. As of now. After that, and go for a component, search for a component called page. This is a page get component. There are many items that we need to do in this component. I'll come back to that. And here what I can do, I can put a sender in case of this page get component if it fails. This is nothing but, the page get component is nothing but a book component. But it has an inbuilt property to go for a loop. That's a difference. Nothing else. Now in case, if there is an error, you can throw error. How you can throw error? You can put the integration message. And then you can tell the system, in case if there is an error, this will throw. This is info on text chart. Error message. Now we're good with the service. We have a page get component. On this page get component, we have to configure it. Probably, if you want to make a note, make a note. How? Which are all the properties we are setting it up? Now the first one, pics. In this, just checking environment. The response filter. And then the BD. You don't need to touch this. You can just leave as it is. This is get request. And then we have a get response. This also, you no need to do anything. You can leave as it is. Go to the total pages. The total page is also by default. It will come. And you can just leave as it is. Total results. This also. It's a default setup one. No need to touch that. Where we are going to set up next application. It says integrations. But is it integration? What is our application here? From where we get this? What do you call it? You get workers as part of which section it is. This is human resources. Correct. That's the application. You remember in SOAP also we had that. I'll show you. Application, we had it. Correct. But this is first. Okay. Here we had an application. Correct. In this we give human resources. Same we are going to do in the PageKit also. Go to application. Then select. This is just clear only. You have to manually type it. Make sure you're not making any mistakes. This is. Let's do one thing. From here. Human and let's go. The sources. We have to give the application. Within the course, you say human resources. Next is version. Also we have given earlier. If you go to previous one, you have a version 42. That's the one we are using for now also. If you go here, show the version. And see here. 42. You can copy from here also. I'm going to update version. It was the first. And it will be version 42. You can leave that as it is, saying that it is false. And then there is a store request. We have to store that. Let that be. We have to add one more property here. That is called is page get process endpoint. Go and search for is page get process endpoint. See all these are default test term, but we are adding this one item. Is page get process. This is in the middle. I'm searching where it is. This one item. You have to this one property you have to add it. Process endpoint. What is this process endpoint? Endpoint means what? We had an endpoint. This page get. It will fetch all the data and after that where it has to go. It has to go somewhere. You have to get the data out. Correct, correct. This page get accessor. Out as well as. This is a local out. access a local out. When I say local out, which means there should be local in, correct. It's for local in. The local in is available. This page get is by default. It is inbuilt local out. And we have to connect this local out to a local in. Then only this data, whatever you are fetching, will going to the next level. Correct. We have to provide the endpoint of this one. For that only we are adding the endpoint. Install. Page get accessor. Component page get accessor. A recurring request, it will automatically. It will take care. And then page get accessor local out. All three activities. One component is good. Now I have to provide the endpoint for this. I go. Click on this, but I'm not getting there. You have to everything you have to type manually. Or easy way how I can do it, I can put one local out. And then I don't want to make mistakes. I want to search. Other. Page it as sub. This is my endpoint. Correct? This is my endpoint. This endpoint where I have to provide. I have to provide the endpoint over. Page get parameter. Come down. Int. Inside endpoint. You give it inside. Any question? I can delete this. I just added this local out just to get the. Now this endpoint page get will be connecting to a local. This is a local in. Subroutine is the name correct? The data that it is going in loops and getting all the data that will be passed to the page get. We got any questions as if no. Each. It will be going to call the subroutine for each row. For each row. No, it is not working that way. All the rows will be caught in this 3,500. All 3,500 go in loop within this only. It will go in into just page get component. Really, now how many times it will execute? We have 3,500 plus correct. How many times this page get will execute? 3 times. 3 times will fetch you 3,000 records. But we have 300. Then it will be 4 times. But 4th time it will not be 999 records. It is going to be lesser. Correct? It will be like 529, 31, 531 records for the 4th run. Because every time you are going to run 999, remaining one, it will automatically take. Correct. It will take automatically. That is how the page get is built up. Now you got all the records. And then your subroutine. You have it over here. Let me add it and can put it over. You get this data in that. How do you get it? You get it in that XML file. Let's see how my XML file looks like. There is a sync mediation. Let's put the I wanted to put but I can run from here. I don't want to skew it by. But the size is going to be bigger. Still, I have to go there. They're scared. They're scared. Long. The computer. This computer. The event. I have a file. Then add. That's got the output. Where is my? It starts from here. Now you got. Or no XML format. I don't know. We have. We got all 3000. Here it is truncated. Don't even be truncated. No. Why it is truncated? It is truncated because I'll just pick it up on here. It is truncated because that server log. You can't get all. Sometimes you'll get like records, but the Workday will not print all the one like records in the server log. It will give you only less records. That's why it is truncated. I'll just show. I'm told it's going. I don't. Not just. When they want to show you the number on the you get Here you can see the total results. Correct. 3529. That's the number. Total result. Now if I want to process all the voice 3539, then I need to split one by one. Yes, that's correct from the XML file. I think this is probably everything. Here, you can see here. It is fetching. The response will risk 1 out of 999. But the response result, you look at it. It is fetching 4 pages. It is fetching. Page results are 999 and then it will give all the records one by one. Now what I have to do? I have to do this split. Now I got the output file. Now I got to do a split. Where is my response data? This is my response data. And I have to do a split based on worker because my goal is to fix the employee and employee name. I want the expats for worker. How do we get it? Can use our expats explorer. I got Let me try to get at least one worker. I want an expert. I'm just doing the different files as is to be. I have this worker. I can get this. I can get. It's for the explorer. New file. Work. This is worker expert. Go up. Test. The output I got it. I have to do a little more then. Just checking whether it is working or not. They're all it's. It's not giving the service. Workday descriptor. I want to do a split. I want to do a split based on worker. And based on worker, if I have to do this split, this is my expert. This expert. I'm just going and updating it. There is no split over here and add a splitter. I'll delete this because this will take too much space. Go for a strategy. It's more to provide the XML path. My expert this. I'm going to split. There is an XML file that is coming out. I'm going to split based on the worker. What's the normal split like? In the report, we do this. The same way we are doing this. Splitter. Once we did this, we're going for async mediation. Now we will add one as part of the evil. What are we going to fetch? We're going to search. This is, well, I want the script, see the logo. I want it. I'll take the expert of this one. And I take expert of this one. We split until work. That's correct. We wanted some. From here only. And those properties. How do we split it? You go for a property. Property's name equal to, but the D is bad. I spoke with the namespace. And that's what we do. We give the expert. This is my expert for the name. This is holding the name. A names or the namespace that we have, the base. This is the namespace. We see. And reports. You get the report. Namespace report. Name the namespace. And web service, it is going to be only be SBC and then only it will be there. This is all your. I'm sorry. And one more. What is this WD? You are in the. This is the namespace. Your XML. ML is having a namespace. The decolon. You have it in all the time. Or decolon, you have it. We have a system. What is this? UD colon. This WD colon is given over here. WD if there is a WD in the tag. You consider that as you are in .com. I mean you are in polandcom.work based as DSPC. This is the namespace that is given for the XML. For report, we get the RD. Idea something. The same way we get it over here also. If this tag is not having WD colon, then you don't require that namespace because that XML is not having any namespace. Now you've got the employee name. Now just for testing purpose, what I'll do, I'll put the other one also. For hash map, how we do it. Prof. What is the hash map name we have given? Employee hash map. Over here. The employee hash map dot put. I had to put the pin value. Here what I do, I'll go for props of employee name. Props of employee name, comma. What does this will do? This just for testing purpose, I'm just giving it. How it will look like? Your key, also employee name, your value, also employee name. That's how your hash map is. Hash map will be built up. Just for testing purpose. A value here and nothing is there. You just put the employee name. It's the employee name. Otherwise, what I have to do, I have to get this one. I have to get the WD ID. I have to get it. Correct. If I want the employee ID, for example, unfortunately, this is not working. This has to work, but my expert is not working. That's where the problem is. I have to restart the system. Then what I want, this employee ID. Then what you have to do at the rate of type. To employee type equal to employee ID. Generally, this is how we give at the rate. Open bracket. Open bracket. It will be. This is how we get the employee ID. Why I'm giving all this? I have an idea. You can directly give expert. But why I'm putting inside the open bracket, close bracket, all the stars? Because the worker reference is having same tag here, correct. Colon ID is the tag for both. And if I give WD colon ID, then what will happen? It will fetch both the values. Correct? There is no distinction in the name. To differentiate, you are going to fetch from ID. But in that ID, you go and search for a type which is equivalent as employee ID. Then it will come to ID and then it will search for a type employee ID. Then it will fetch the data from here. This is the attribute. Using attribute, how to fetch a value. This is how you fetch the value. Now put the page get. I said that. and done. This will go up. I have employee ID. Now this one. You have a key employee ID. You have a value employee name. Look, well said. Now we have this. Now what will happen? This will become individual records. Then what I have to do? I have to. At the end you are this one. Props of employee hash map. This will hold the value. What you can do? You can be or is a law. Have well already involved. I think mediation. That's all we have now. There any other? I would never go. New site is having some other. This is having some error. You know why it was not giving value? Because that XML is not completely, you see here. This also have given me very less record. This one I copied from here. What the expert explorer now? That's the first. Why have to? In the same. This isn't that. See, now I got 2 and 001 correct for employee. The down, you see the value. If I want to get that from the worker ID reference, then what I have to do, you have to change this tool. Why we are doing all this? If you have just UID ID and you run it, you get the first record. If you don't give anything, by default it will fetch the first record. Or you can put this way also. You can put a BUTIDOF2 that will fetch you the employee ID, ID 1. It will fetch you the with the correct. But the way is to do it by providing the type name, because you don't know. Suddenly, if there is a new tag introduced, then what will happen? The order will change. Correct. Employee comes to third tag. Then you give the number. Then it is not going to work out. What it? And proceed. Go for it. This is the task. Control. Typical. Pause it. Page get to. And that's it. Let it run. This is how we do that. Get. Or page. It's done. Let it close it. For that page get component, you have the code now. For any that service, you have to come here and then update this component, change it to whatever that service that you wanted. Then you can just replace it with page get. You are going to update this version application, then that's it. Endpoint, you give it, then you have the data out. Correct? That's all you have. Any other? It takes. Complete with errors. What is the error? And that is page get error. Eval state. This employee ID. I applied for this. One is throwing error. The syntax I need to look at. It was given a character. Looks like the syntax is not correct. The third is throwing error. I'll send you the syntax. What is the exact syntax? It is working here. But it is not working over there. It is working here. They say this one. Mostly that single quotes will cause a problem. Put this. This is coming inside single quotes. Just give it by. That's why I just gave initially itself. I gave the employee name. I'll get this. Attributes, how to get it inside the eval. One second. I'm passing both employee. Just checking whether it is working or not. The blood they shed, and the patient launch. Let it run. The concepts as we have covered. That one's one. In case if you have anything in mind, tell me you can have a session. This computer. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.